Think about the last time you were drowning in work, struggling to carry a heavy load, or mentally suffocating under stress, and someone kindly asked, "Hey, do you need a hand?" And before they could even finish their sentence, your brain instinctively snapped, "No, I'm good, I got it." Why do we do that? We wear our hyper-independence like a badge of honor, proudly telling the world that we don't need anyone, that we can fight our own battles, and that relying on others is a weakness. But if you look closer, this lone wolf identity is not a sign of supreme strength. It is a beautifully disguised, bulletproof cage built entirely out of fear. On social media, being a lone wolf is highly romanticized as the ultimate power move of the modern man. But in actual wildlife, a wolf is never voluntarily alone. An isolated wolf is either a rejected exile, a dying creature, or a target too weak to stay with the pack. Meaning that in nature, isolation is a death sentence, not a superpower. When you analyze the psychology behind this, your refusal to ask for help isn't a personality trait, it is a silent, subconscious trauma response born from a moment in your past, perhaps in your childhood, where you desperately reached out for support, and the people who were supposed to protect you, hold you, or guide you simply weren't there, leaving your young mind to make a silent, devastating vow: "I will never let my survival depend on someone else's hands again." From that moment on, you built a fortress around your soul. But the tragedy of building a wall to keep out pain is that the exact same wall keeps out love, support, connection, and success. This trap manifests in three brutal ways. First, you suffer from the chronic, exhausting "I can do it all" burnout, where you refuse to delegate even the smallest tasks because your ego whispers that nobody can do it as perfectly as you, leaving you to collapse under the weight of your own micromanaged life. Second, you construct an impenetrable intimacy barrier, meaning you can be the life of the party, laugh and socialize, but the absolute second a relationship demands real emotional vulnerability, you instinctively sabotage it. Third, you harbor a quiet, toxic superiority complex, looking down on others for needing a support system, while you secretly bleed out in silence, jealous of the very connections you claim to despise. But true strength is not about carrying a boulder alone until your spine snaps. True strength is having the courage to drop the heavy armor and admit, "I cannot do this by myself." If you want to break free from this self-imposed isolation, you have to start with the 5% trust experiment. You don't have to open your entire soul to the world tomorrow, but you must start by letting someone handle a minor task, accepting a small favor without feeling guilty, and teaching your nervous system that the world is not an endless battlefield of betrayals. You need to build a pack, not an audience, finding just 2 or 3 solid grounded individuals who can look you in the eye, call out your excuses, and stand by you when you are too tired to fight. Because a man who walks alone might go fast, but a man who walks with a pack goes infinitely further. It is time to step out of the cold, drop the exhausting act of being untouchable, and realize that needing people isn't a flaw in your design, it is the very thing that makes you human. If this struck a chord deep inside you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel,